Hey everyone, how's it going? Total Level here with another video for all of you. As last week I looked at weird games or weird JRPGs that I played, and one of them was EarthBound, right? So I thought I would kind of share some EarthBound inspired RPGs for all of you. You know, these are ones that I played personally. You know, some I'm still kind of playing through, like some I recently got, so haven't dove too much into them, and others I did beat and everything, but yeah, these are just your EarthBound inspired or Mother inspired RPGs out there. As, yeah, EarthBound, you know, very weird, very unique and just odd game, but really cool and created a lot of influences out there. So I have 7 EarthBound inspired RPGs for all of you to check out, so let's see what I have. So when talking about EarthBound inspired games, of course gotta talk about Undertale, as, yeah, probably the biggest that came out of this. I haven't played Deltarune yet, though I heard that one's not nearly as good. I'm not even sure if it's fully finished yet or not, but for Undertale, yeah, just really cool atmosphere, memorable characters, and of course, amazing soundtrack. Now, I like Undertale, but I don't think I like it nearly as much as other people, and I think it's just because of the bullet hell gameplay, because it is very unique where in combat, like, it's turn-based, but every time you do a certain turn or whatever an enemy's attack, you're doing like this bullet hell kind of dodging, right? And for me, I do like bullet hells, but I have to be in the right mood for it, so I think that's why I'm not as big on Undertale as other people, but it's still, you know, I still really enjoyed it. I think now it's okay for me to say this, because I know back when this game came out in like 2015 or whenever it did, like, if you said anything bad about this game, oh man, people would crucify you, but, you know, still have to mention it here because, yeah, it's a big influence from EarthBound, and, yeah, just a really cool experience. Next up, we have Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. So this is a pretty neat EarthBound inspired game. It's also inspired by Final Fantasy V, Breath of Fire, and Nikki, which is also inspired by EarthBound. I haven't played that game yet, but yeah, pretty cool, as it takes place inside Jimmy's dream world, this child, and in this dream, like, an alien appears and threatens his family and threatens to kind of destroy his kind of dream world, right? So Jimmy sets out on an adventure to save his family, and yeah, it's pretty silly. You get these different kind of, you know, dream outfits, I guess, like imaginations that Jimmy just comes up with that helps you kind of get through certain areas and solve puzzles, right? Pretty neat game, you know, not anything overly special or anything like that, but it's a pretty fun, you know, EarthBound-like game out there with, you know, a lot of adult jokes and some pretty childish jokes, along with, like, some, yeah, kind of horror elements in this too, so yeah, just be aware that it's not, even though it's about a kid and his dream world, it's not really a game for kids. Up next, we have Omori. So yeah, don't let the cute graphics and colorful world fool you. This game is dark and gets dark fast. Omori is based off of a webcomic series, as you're playing as Omori, who awakens in this kind of purgatory white space kind of world, right? And, you know, he enters a vibrant world that's known as Headspace, and yeah, this is where you kind of get bits and pieces of the story as it follows a bunch of Mori's friends along the way. Starts off pretty just normal at first, but yeah, it starts getting worse and worse along the way. Yeah, I won't really show any of that. I'm just showing the very beginning, the kind of happy stuff at the beginning, right? Because yeah, is a very it deals with a lot of mental health, so just keep that in mind if you're sensitive to a lot of that stuff. Because a lot of the ways you kind of attack enemies is through emotions, and so you can make an enemy sad, angry, happy, that sort of stuff, right? But it is a really interesting game. Again, I'm fairly early on in it, but I am very intrigued in this game already, and it's definitely one of those EarthBound inspired games that I want to put on this list, even though I'm still pretty early on myself. It just so far is a very cool experience so far, just very dark. Next up, we have Citizens of Earth. So I quite enjoy this game. It's just a quirky little game where you are vice president of the world, and you have a bunch of protesters who are trying to stop you, who don't want you in office. So those are kind of your main enemies, right? And just a fun, silly game. You have voice actors from a lot of your typical anime video game dubbing, with Cassandra Morris, Yuri Lowenthal, and Patrick Seitz, just to name a few. But just an enjoyable experience. Yes, you're going to run into the same enemies over and over and over again, but regardless of all that, it's just sometimes you just want an RPG like this where it's not overly long, doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's just something you can, play and relax to, that doesn't necessarily need like the deepest storyline or anything like that, right? I definitely recommend this. Now, unfortunately, you can't buy this game separately anymore. You have to buy it in a bundle of Citizens Unite, which does have a physical copy, but Citizens of Earth, unfortunately, the game by itself has been delisted, just so you know if you're looking for it. Next up, we have Contact, and this was one of the reasons why I wanted to do this list of EarthBound inspired games, because I just bought this game like a couple days ago as I'm recording this video, and it's a Suda51 game or Grasshopper, right? So you're in for a weird time. So I really want to check this game out, and early on, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the plot of this, as it follows kind of this professor who's being attacked in space by some enemy. Again, I'm kind of early on so far, right? But he kind of crash lands on a planet, and on this planet he kind of runs into this boy that agrees to help him, and you, the player, is also part of this, as this game breaks the fourth wall, recognizing you as the character who's holding a DS, playing on the DS. The professor asks if he can get a DS. It's pretty funny stuff, and quite enjoying it so far just for the plot. I have to say though, combat is pretty basic and boring. Basically, you just kind of run from battles, or you enter battle mode and it just kind of does battles automatically. It's pretty shallow, I have to say. So hopefully, maybe the battle system kind of improves over time, or at least hopefully the plot continues to carry the game through, because so far, just early on, it's like I really like how this story is going, and kind of, using like hand-drawn graphics on the bottom screen, and then kind of the top screen is using this pixelated style, right? It's just really neat to look at. So I hope like this game turns out very well, and want to include it for this EarthBound inspired talk. Next up, we have Costume Quest 1 and 2. So I said 7 games technically. Yes, this will be 8 that I'll be including in this whole list, but whatever, it's the same series, so I'll count it as one. But Costume Quest, a pretty fun game by Double Fine, which, yeah, just, they make such cool experiences. Kind of like Suda 51 games and everything, like, they just have such weird, unique games throughout their whole lineup. And Costume Quest, yeah, just another EarthBound inspired game where the first game, you know, you're kind of trick-or-treating with, you know, depending on who you choose, like you're playing as brother or sister, you know, again, depending who you choose. I chose the brother for the sake of this video of recording, and yeah, your sibling gets captured by these goblin-like creatures because they're trying to get as much candy in the world as possible, ruining your Halloween and your trick-or-treating, so you have to, well, one, save your sibling so you don't get in trouble or grounded, and two, to stop these kind of goblin creatures from ruining your Halloween. And yeah, the second game was, yeah, deals with time travel, but, you know, pretty solid experience, you know, turn-based RPG, has a bit of kind of that Paper Mario type of feel to it, where you have certain actions you're doing in combat, right? So, yeah, just really neat stuff, not overly long, not overly complicated or anything like that, and like I said, sometimes you just want gaming experiences like this once in a while. And yeah, Costume Quest, I recommend both games, are a lot of fun. And the final EarthBound inspired game I have is Eastward, so played a good chunk of this game so far, and yeah, really enjoying it, as the game takes place in an underground kind of city, or Undertale-ish, right, where humanity was nearly wiped out by some toxic plague. So yeah, you're living underground, you're told the surface is unlivable, you can't go there, and the game revolves around this miner named John, along with this young girl he's taken care of named Sam, and Sam really wants to know what the outside world is like, right? And yeah, it's just a really cool kind of Zelda-type adventure RPG. It's just such a fun game already. It also has a game within the game called Earthbound, which is paying homage to Dragon Quest, which I love, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and yeah, you know, I'm trying to get through a few other games first before I go back to this one, because yeah, I really want to play more of this. It's just such an enjoyable experience. These pixel art visuals are always so gorgeous to look at. It's just such fun, yeah, gameplay, and yeah, I love the setting, I love these characters already. Like, yes, it can be a bit slow paced at times, or, you know, just a little bit I played it can be, but still, just Eastward is just, yeah, really cool so far. And so, those are my choices of EarthBound inspired games for people to check out. So, I hope this list helped people check out maybe a few games you haven't heard of before, or ones you might be interested in checking out yourself. If you played any of these, let me know in the comments down below too. If you enjoyed them yourself, or maybe you didn't, I would still love to hear about that, along with other EarthBound inspired games that you yourself have played that you recommend others check out. Leave it all in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, or if you just want to see any of my skits and then nothing else and leave the video, that's fine too. Thanks everyone, take care.